Let's all be thankful security cameras exist. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to laugh at these guys. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 robbery fails caught on tape. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're watching those hilarious screw-ups that didn't think their plans through enough when trying to get away with the goods. Whether it's a bank robbery or a small store holdup, if the robbers bungled it up somehow, it's eligible for this list. Number 10. Venti Beatdown Extra Hot. A balaclava is scary. An Optimus Prime mask? Not so much. Here we have an assailant armed with a gun and a knife. The gun is fake, but the blade isn't, which makes what's about to happen quite frightening, but entertaining nonetheless. A patron decides to take matters into his own hands when he picks up a metal chair and proceeds to go to town on the robber, thwarting his plans entirely. There's just something so satisfying about seeing someone who thinks they're in control get taken out unexpectedly. After the beatdown, the robber is found bleeding nearby and was subsequently arrested.
It's not something we recommend. In this case, it was a good outcome.
Number 9. Indian Bank Robbery. We can't imagine what went through the heads of everyone inside this bank when what looks like a busload of armed assailants bursts through the door. Some of them brandished knives and others firearms. There's clearly a lack of organization shown within the group, as they threaten aimlessly, seemingly standing around before even doing anything. Eventually, one of them returns with what looks like a small bag of the goods. Now, we're sure that after the risk of robbing a bank, one would want a decent-sized reward, but these guys have to split the tiny takings between themselves, which is almost a dozen shares. Nice one, fellas.
And there's enough slime for all of us!
Number 8. Meat Cleaver Bank Robbery. Here we have a robber so laughable, even the teller gets in on it. The dude in question casually walks up to the teller, meat cleaver in hand, before he just stops in front to make a phone call. Who is he even calling? Hopefully, his lawyer. After the teller has her fun mocking the man, he is immediately subdued. Next time, it'd probably be a smart move to make sure there are no cops inside, and to maybe actually, we don't know, do something? Number 7. Locked inside a convenience store. It's one thing to take on an armed attacker by yourself, but to take on two at once, you're just asking for trouble. Luckily though, this clerk manages to fend for himself, driving his two attackers back without getting seriously hurt. The icing on the cake, he actually manages to lock the perps inside. It takes a while for them to realize that they're faced with a glass door that they can easily break, but by then, the cops are on their way. When it comes to robberies, the words slow and fail usually go hand in hand. Number 6. Sledgehammer Robbery. Security or bulletproof glass is tough. Really tough. Even a sledgehammer's gonna have a hard time smashing through a pane of it. After finally making an entry large enough to stumble through, this poor guy unfortunately realizes he can't even access the money. Thankfully, the security glass slowed him down long enough for a group of civilians to take matters into their own hands. Trapped and surrounded, the robber can do nothing but hide behind the glass and contemplate the life decisions that brought him there.
Now think about what you've done.
Number 5. Karachi Bank Robbery. There's a certain level of intimidation required when trying to coerce people into giving you what you want or just getting out of your way.
Where is the diamond? Where is the diamond?
Guns will do that, as long as you keep a hold of them. This ambitious bank robber struts in confidently and manages to bring the whole pane of security glass down just by kicking and pulling it. However, confidence turns to overconfidence when he places the gun down on the counter and jumps over to nab the reward. He then runs off without it, before skidding to a halt and realizing his mistake.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Number 4. Breaking down the wrong wall. When you're planning an extravagant break-in, you'd best get the planning stage correct, especially when you're putting as much effort into it as this. Seeking a multi-million-pound score, the perps bring a digger to the building of a cash depot and proceed to knock down the wall to get inside. Once they succeed, they realize they've broken down the wrong wall. These guys definitely get an A for effort, but they probably should have checked a map a few more times before putting their plan into action. Number 3. Knife insecurity.
That's not a knife. that's a knife.
This is the kind of stuff you see in comedies, but it happens in real life too, as you'll see. A robber armed with a knife threatens the clerk to hand over the money, and it seems like it's working out for him. That is, until the clerk whips out a knife of her own.
That's not a knife, that's a spoon.
All right, you win. I see you've played knifey spoony before.
In all fairness, his blade was pretty big, only hers was bigger, to the point where it looks more like a sword. Speaking of swords, another cashier once chased a robber out of his store with a samurai sword. Who knew you had to be well versed in sword fighting to successfully steal from a store? Number 2, pull to open. We've all been in this guy's situation before, only we weren't robbing banks. It's the old pull don't push door, and that thought never runs through his head as this robber desperately tries to escape. After his plan is foiled and the alarm tripped, he sprints for the exit, but thinks he's trapped inside as the door won't open. Then, accepting defeat by the door, he waits for the police to come. It's only when an innocent senior woman enters the bank that he recognizes his mistake and makes his getaway. Number 1, Axeman. It's undeniably a frightening image to witness a man with his face covered walking in your direction with an axe. Luckily for the tellers, they're behind security glass, and we all know by now how sturdy the glass is, right? It takes the guy dozens of hits with his axe to make any progress. For some reason, he thinks it's weaker on one side, so he proceeds to try at a different spot. Eventually, he manages to crawl through, but the police are right behind him, and he's caught with one leg out.